don't know what I'm gonna accomplish by doing this, but I know what's going to be accomplished by not doing anything. I'm not trying to end up in the penitentiary.
Definitely. That's
There's got to be a better way to like, deal with this anger, man.
Hi, how are you, honey?
Why are we here?
You know why we're here.
Give us a little intro. You're the first one on.
I'm the first one on.
Yeah.
Hi. As you can see, look at the crowd for Diallo and all the Diallos in the world. It's exciting, really, actually. You know, considering what happened last night, the copycat. Isn't that something? Last night on Wheeler Avenue, they shot another kid. They killed him, 23 years old. You didn't
Wheeler
see it?
Avenue?
Yes, right, a few blocks from where Diallo was. 23 years old. And they calling it a copycat. He was in in the hall. No weapon, no nothing.
Last night?
Yes. You didn't know that?
No, I'm just hearing you.
I start watching the news.
All right, I was rushing to get
man,
here.
That woke me up out of my sleep because I fell asleep with my TV on. Yeah.
Okay.
It's in the paper, isn't it? Cop kills ex-con. Unarmed man with drugs. Shot once in the Bronx building. Another one.
Once?
They were throwing bottles and everything at the cops last night.
Oh,
From the roof, they were throwing bottles. They were throwing everything at these cops. It's not a joke. Yeah. If he wouldn't have had no box, exactly. He put ex-con on that real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, he ain't no good.
So
He's still human. That's the bottom line.
Well, this is justified, but they only have to shoot him once. The innocent people, they shoot 41 times.
He got scared, so he probably tried to walk away. I don't know all of that, but there was some kind of struggle and they shot him in the head. Killed him. A couple of blocks from the Diallo shooting. Last night. Are you kidding me?
So they can say the whole neighborhood's like that, huh?
They can say we all like that. What the hell? That doesn't mean that we're less than.
No. Right, there's something happened on Wheeler Avenue, which I just saw in the paper just now.
Yeah, they had another shooting. Horrible. Open season on people of color.
But this guy was ex-con, so they labeled that.
I don't care what he was.
Right. Okay.
I don't care what he was.
But they shot him once.
Yeah, but I don't care what he was, what they say he was.
Okay.
You know, you got to be careful. You know, police officers always get time to corroborate their stories and get them all together. So I don't care what he was. It seems like whatever the witness is saying, something totally different than what the police officers say.
You think we'll get any justice in Washington today?
I hope so. Clearly, there were a lot of civil rights violations as far as this case was concerned.
Right.
And, you know, nothing beats a failure but a try. So we all got to go down there and demand justice.
Good to see you here.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
All right.
Washington trip. Give us your name.
Thomas.
Thomas?
Yes.
Why are you here, Thomas?
I'm here with the galvanize for federal intervention into the Diallo shooting.
Your name?
Kim.
Kim? Hi, Kim.
How you doing?
Any comments about the Diallo case or anything you'd like to say?
Basically, in support of AMADOU, his family, and each and every one of us is on this bus, and it's in travel to go to Washington to make a stand.
Thank you.
I'm struggling for justice, for equality. I will not let my struggle be compromised nor my freedom. So I am here for AMADOU Diallo. Thank you.
This is a petition?
This is a petition being submitted and circulated by the Black Women's Leadership Caucus because we feel that Harriet Tubman should be honored, and that is why we're going to submit these signatures to the State Assembly on March 10th because we need a holiday for a woman.
Right, exactly. Right. Thank you.
Well, I'm just glad to be a part of this. We have to keep the pressure on because somewhere along the way, the killing has to stop. Okay?
Thank you.
The community and see that justice is served.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You know, it's good that we're all coming to a rally. I mean, it's like the second time I've been to D.C. since the Million Man March. It's a beautiful feeling. My personal feeling about the cop, there's only one way to deal with racist, corrupt cops. It's not marching, it's praying.
Thank you.
We vote, and I hope that we control some economics in this society. And kick Julianne out.
Amen.
Amen.
Julianne has to go. That's all I gotta say.
In New York.
I didn't quite hear what you said.
I said I'm gonna shake these juju beads on the White House, so we'll get another trial.
Right. Thank you.
Convict those white lice murderers. Right.
Thank you.
Yes. That's what we're gonna do.
Coverdale from Mount Vernon, New York. I'm just glad I had the opportunity to share this experience with all my people, and that we're all working together in a collective. I didn't take Tylenol. That's what my
Thank you. Circle here.
That's her.
All right. What do you think about this trip that we're on?
I'm happy to be involved. I'm happy I have the health and strip to go.
So I'm sorry. When you get in, turn the lock.
Yep.
Sorry.
Bonnie, have a come back.
Too close for me to be all in my face. Well, I too am very happy to be part of this. This is my first, quote unquote, I feel like it's a freedom ride, and I'm enjoying it so far.
Thank you.
Second captain of the bus with Bill.
Okay.
Got me a beautiful crew here. I'm surrounded around the women.
Amen.
And I'm glad to be a part of this. We're looking good too.
Okay.
I'm very happy to be a part of this. We're sitting here sharing all information that we might have heard and new information, and it's just so good to be supportive of the Diallo.
I'm Valerie, very glad to be here. I was excited about the whole thing, and I met a lot of other people on the bus, and we're just enjoying ourselves.
Everybody.
Thank you.
I'm glad to change my phone. And I said, no, this one thing. What I would have.
Justice.
And I end up what?
And we have to stand for something that we're all
Get on the bus. No, while it's good thing I have my pants. I didn't take out my other coat. So that's the only reason I have my pants to get on.
Hi, my name is Sue, and yes, it was a definite pleasure to be on the bus with everyone, the national network, and look forward to getting there. And I had a nice nap. Got to know a nice lady named Margaret.
The petition that you were passing around about the green ribbon.
Oh, green ribbon.
Significance of the green ribbon?
This represents a silent protest until the federal government accepts the case. And it's our fight. We have to do everything that we can silently. We have to do it verbally. We have to do march. We have to protest until we receive our rights.
You want to read that petition that you were passing out?
I can. The entire thing?
If you like.
Murder of AMADOU Diallo was inevitable in an environment where the courts, politicians, and the police have decided to avoid the constitutional prohibition against unreasonable searches and seizures for men of color. We are pawns in a cruel game. Cops use us to meet arrest quotas and to advance in their careers. Politicians use us to appear tough on crime. Basically, stand up to this assault on our lives. Let the politicians, media, and America know Black and Hispanic life is not cheap. We're wearing a green ribbon, the color of life, on our lapels until the Justice Department enters the Diallo case.
Thank you.
Oh no, not so like the city.
You could wait till we get to the studio and just pop it in the Express studio.
I haven't been down here in about 10 years. You know, 5 to 6 days at a time. Touring.
Nice town. What's this on the left?
I think it's the main post office. It used to be. Looks like a government building. Yeah, main post office.
Post office. Oh, great.
The big train station just on the other side of that, where the trains come in. I forget the name of it.
It's right over here?
Like straight up, over the, right up, see on top of the hill, see the big fountain up there? Back in there. The train stations.
That's Union Station.
Vegetables and spicy rice, simple Louisiana-style sauce. Also starting until they're golden. Ward seems just 2 days in, Friday and Saturday. Don't forget your Ward's card.
Every time you spend $250 many bucks miles you can earn. So find your local Safeway today. Who knows where you're going to for your book? While you're earning your 100 miles plus bonus miles, stop by Safeway and spring in the sale.
That's a nice tomato mayonnaise with black iced tea. And if I got lazy too, if I was your one for the last time, you got it. You have a good lunch. All right, you too.
Officer! Excuse me! The federal government on all these cases, AMADOU Diallo, Earl Faison, wherever our people are being shot down by the police. And we say today that we're in pain, but the rest of the society is going to feel our pain too. We're going to use our economic power. We're going to use our economic power to make them feel our pain. We're going to use our votes to make them feel our pain. We want to put them on notice that the person who appoints the head of the Justice Department, if they don't investigate AMADOU Diallo, they're going to feel it in November, because you're going to use our votes. AMADOU Diallo was killed. We want justice, but it's not just AMADOU Diallo we must get justice for. We must reform all these police forces. They are rotten and racist from top to bottom. The state, the local police. The police must be controlled by the people. We need civilian-controlled police review boards with subpoena powers on all police review boards all across the country. Brothers and sisters, AMADOU Diallo was shot 41 times. For how many bullets? How many bullets? How many bullets? Brothers and sisters, I call for 41 days of protest, for the 41 days, for the 41 bullets that brought AMADOU Diallo down. Let us mobilize. Let us leave here today. Let us leave here today fired up and inspired to go back and mobilize our communities, block by block, street by street, door to door. Let's put the people out in the streets and let the country know that we will not, this will not stand. This will not stand. We are not going to stand by and sit silent and be apathetic and act like we don't care. We are not going to be like that anymore. We are going to mobilize until justice is achieved. No justice! No justice! No justice! If there ain't going to be no justice, if there ain't going to be for progress. Thank you, Brother Larry. We've got a number of speakers here. We're going to get to everyone because we're going to be here for me. Y'all got a minute? Y'all got just a minute? We're going to be here for a little while. I just want to acknowledge a few of them who are here. They all won't come at this time, but we're going to get to them. We have some good, strong brothers here representing righteous law enforcement officers. Two in particular I want to highlight at this time: the executive director of the National Black Police Association, Brother Ron Hampton. Give him a round of applause. Also here, representing Black Cops Against Police Brutality, is DeLacy Davis. Give him a round of applause. We're going to hear from them. We're going to hear from them in just a few moments. Other members of the clergy who are here from Washington, D.C., the Reverend Graylin Ellis Hagler, Plymouth Congregational Church. Give him a round of applause for being here. That has to be asked, and that question is, why was there not and has not been a great clamor among all of the people of the United States of America behind such an atrocity that has been repeated thousands of times all over these United States? It is because from the very beginning, since we've been in this country, there has been no value for black life. There has been no value for the lives of our people. And because of that reality, we have to deal with the fact this is not a new fight. This is a fight that we've had to fight from the very time that we first stepped foot on these shores. And it is a fight that we've got to continue and remain vigilant, knowing that the injustice that exists, and we talk about a system that indeed is a criminal justice system that has not ever dealt with the rights of the citizens of African descent in this nation. So we want to thank Al Sharpton and all of those from New York and New Jersey who've come here at the right place, the nation's capital, because this is a problem that's not just in New York or New Jersey or Washington, D.C., but it's a problem of our people all over this nation. And it's historical. Understand that the patty rollers, the word patty roller, was that situation in history when black men didn't have any rights and the police were the patty rollers. who went around picking up innocent black men simply because they were out in the street. And so we had a repeat of what has been going on for hundreds of years in this country. But the hue and cry that I hear today by your presence, by your spirit, is that enough is enough. We're not going to take it no more. We're going to stand up. We're going to keep on fighting because we know for justice and righteousness, if we stand for right, we will win. God bless you.
Reverend Willie Wilson, Union Temple Baptist Church. We got one other man preacher we want to bring up here. He is the pastor of AMADOU Temple on Capitol Hill. Broke away from Rome in the county. The Pope couldn't hold it. Two band, two run. Please come bring us some fire. The Reverend Dr. Archbishop George Augustus Stallings Jr. of AMADOU Temple on Capitol Hill. What do we want? And when do we want it? I didn't hear you. What do we want? And when do we want it? Well, I feel like my sister Fannie Lou Hamer today. I am sick and tired of being sick and tired of having to gather here each and every year to fight for our rights and to demand justice. I'm so glad you're here today. You see, because if you were not here, you would be silent. And silence is consent. And we do not consent to what happened in New York City. We do not consent to being denied justice. We do not consent to being treated like second-class citizens. We do not, we resent being found guilty before we are innocent. We resent being condemned without having the opportunity to be treated like every other citizen in this country. That's why we're here. That's what this is all about. This is not about 4 white police officers who brutally slayed and killed a brother, who murdered a brother in New York. This is about a mentality. It's about a mentality that is pervasive throughout this country that says because you're black, you are guilty before innocent. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about a mentality that says that if you're a black, you are suspect. We're talking about a mentality that says that if you are killed, if you're black and you're killed by a white man, then automatically the black man had to be wrong. There's a mentality that exists in this country that is constantly putting us in a situation where we have to gather day after day, week after week, month after month, and year after year to fight for what we should have received years ago when our brothers and sisters shed their blood on the battlefields of another country in a foreign land and fought for this nation that we might be free. There's something wrong with America when we're good enough and righteous enough to defend this country on foreign soil, but when we come back home, we are not appreciated, we are not respected, we are suspect, we are guilty. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. There's something wrong. Something is rotten in this country when we're good enough to fight a war and we're not good enough to be respected and to receive justice. So like it has been said today, we just can't come here to make noise. It's good to make noise. It's good to demonstrate. But we've got to leave here. And we've got to fight for a righteous cause. We've got to leave here mobilized. We've got to leave here organized. Go back to your dead churches. And wake up the living dead. Go back to your churches and awaken them out of their complacency and tell them to stand up for righteousness until justice flows like water and righteousness like it rolls down like a mighty stream. Go back to your communities, to your organizations that are not doing anything, and wake up a sleeping giant and tell them there's trouble in the land. Get up, stand up, fight, protest, demonstrate, boycott, do whatever you gotta do until justice is for all.
Jesus! Archbishop George Stallings from the Mighty Temple on Capitol Hill. We want to hear now, as we said earlier, we have folk here representing good police officers. People here fighting for justice. Y'all all right? We all right? We fired up. We fired up. We fired up. AMADOU. 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 No justice. No justice. No justice. No justice. We want to bring forward to the microphone now, representing Black Cops Against Police Brutality, Brother DeLacy Davis.
Yeah. Put the flag down.
In honor of the Creator who creates all things great and small, in honor of my ancestors for not some of their struggles of 1492, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 15, 16, 17, 18, 1999. I could not stand before you free of mind, body, and soul in this millennium year 2000. In honor of Madonna, near the beautiful black Virgin Mary, the beautiful black baby Jesus. In honor of my mother's mother's mother, my grandmother. In honor of my past master teachers and mentors, Howard Seeley, Chief Willie Smoot. In honor of you, brothers and sisters, friends, family, and enemies. I greet you in peace in the many tongues of our people. Assalamu alaikum, hotep, shalom, and good afternoon. On behalf of the thousands of black cops against police brutality and community groups that we formed allegiance with, let me just say simply, we know that police officers in America, and I don't care what color they are, ascribe to a philosophy that says I would rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. We know that the organizational culture of law enforcement is white, male-dominated, racist, sexist, homophobic, and then you might find a good cop. We know that the only way you can tell a good cop from a bad cop is if the good cop stand up and lock up the bad cop. We know that there is no place for cowards in this struggle. And we will not tolerate anybody in law enforcement, especially Negroes who look like us, because we maintain that white cops would never kill, maim, rape, and destroy our communities if black and Latino cops didn't participate. We need to be clear that even as we stand here, there's cops that have blended in with the crowd. In fact, I greeted some of them from the Justice Department when I got here, because I recognize our people. We've got to draw the line, and law enforcement's got to take a definitive position. I am not surprised that they would shoot and kill AMADOU Diallo. We have not responded appropriately. When they get ready to infiltrate our organizations, they send in their assets. But somehow niggas in law enforcement go and join the force and become traitors. When are you going to defend your own people? When are you going to protect and serve your own people? We have a moral, a historical, and a cultural responsibility to be different from the rest. 30 years ago, there were no black police officers on these police forces, Negro. So when we got here, we were supposed to make sure that we opened up the door and cleared the road so AMADOU could make it into the house, not in the hallway, gunned down like a dog on the street. I leave you on this note. We are going to agitate all of America until she recognizes that we too carry our guns legally. And we're going to use the power that you gave us, the former slaves, to protect and serve our people. If we're going to go out banging, it might as well be the good cops against the bad cops. With the words of Frederick Douglass, that those who profess to favor freedom yet deprecate agitation are men and women who want crops without plowing the ground. You want rain without thunder and lightning, and you want the ocean without the many wars of as many struggles. The struggle, it may be a moral one, it may be a physical one, or it may be both. but there must be struggle, for power concedes nothing without the man. Never has, never will. Know just what any people will quietly submit to, and you know the exact measure of wrong and injustice that will be imposed upon them. And these will continue until they're resisted with words or with blows or with both. Be true to your African self. Power to the people.
Brother Lacey Davis. Thank you, Brother Lacey. Want to just acknowledge a couple other people here. Again, we have diversity here. Please welcome, want to acknowledge Mary Jane DeFrank of the National Capital Area ACLU. The ACLU is in the house. Give them a round of applause. Also, we have here, representing the Gay and Lesbian Activist Alliance, Mr. Rick Rosendahl. Please give them a round of applause for being out here. We also want to welcome to the microphone another brother who represents conscious, righteous police officers, the Executive Director of the National Black Police Association, Ron Hampton. Put your hands together.
Thank you very much, my brothers and sisters. I'm glad to be here. I bring you greetings from the 20,000, 25,000 African-American police officers that make up the National Black Police Association. It's very hard to follow my brother, DeLacy. He's a very dynamic brother, very outspoken brother, young, energetic in the way, shaped in the way that brothers and sisters are supposed to be when they serve our communities. It's not by surprise that we're here today. Police brutality isn't new. Police corruption isn't new. African-American police officers are a recent phenomenon in policing, but one that has really made a difference. And we wouldn't be talking about the kind of things that are going on in this country if it had not been for African-American police officers and other officers of goodwill speaking out. That's very important. The fact that we're going to be this weekend in Providence talking about the situation that happened in Providence, in New York, and other places. So it's very important that we be here. So I'm going to turn it back over to brother. Obviously, they're coming out and they're ready, so I'm going to turn it back over to Mark. But thank you very much.
Thank you, Ron Hampton. No justice! No justice! No justice! No justice! AMADOU! 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 No justice! No racist! No justice! No racist! Sisters and brothers, put your hands together for the Reverend Al Sharpton!
No justice! No justice! No justice! No justice! What do we want? 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 Justice! When do we want it? Now! When do we want it? Now! When do we want it? Now! No justice! No peace! 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 What do we want? Justice! 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 AMADOU! 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 AMADOU!
Don't move over. Don't move over, man. Don't move over.
We come today just like 40 years ago.
Can you get in?
In the Deep South. We had to call on the Justice Department to protect the rights of citizens. We come to Washington today to say that the rights of citizens, particularly citizens of color, are now at the hands of police. And this verdict in Albany has said we have no rights that anyone is bound to respect. We met for almost 2 hours to tell the Justice Department that we cannot accept living under a verdict that says that any police
under any imagined fear has the right to shoot at us and then shoot at us 41 times.
Okay.
It's a national problem all over this country. That's why we come here to the Capitol, to the Justice Department. And we're going to walk around this Justice Department in a few minutes. In the Bible, Joshua's army walked around the walls of Jericho 7 times. And we're going to walk around the blue wall of silence 7 times in the Justice Department today. We come from different communities. We come from different ideologies.
Get out of the way, man.
We come from different backgrounds.
Get out of the way, man.
We come from that no one would speak up for, that no one would stand up for. They didn't know they were shooting down a prince of Africa, a king of the universe, and we gonna stand up for AMADOU Diallo. Before we march, we want to hear from the parents who have bared this pain, have bared it with dignity, but still demanding justice, demanding that their son not be the case that is used to excuse others. There was a shooting last night in New York. It doesn't matter whether the cop is black or Latino, we're fighting police brutality no matter what the police. We have members of Congress, we have the head of the NAACP, we have Mrs. Jacqueline Jackson, but more important, we have all of you saying no justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. After the parents, we're going to line up.
Trying to get over these
Let
all
them
these cameras
go.
up there.
And we're going to walk around this building 7 times. We want us to stand together. May we hear from the father, Sekou Diallo.
Assalamu alaikum. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. God is great. It's one God, one world. We must be one people, harmonized, peaceful, and justified. For that, I thank you very much for your love and support you have shown me and my family. I knew some of you have gone to jail, some be rallying from the beginning, from the day one until now. I am very grateful. The mother sitting down here,
Get up here.
sits here because of love, peace, and justice.
Hey, you're pushing me, bro.
I and my family will be forever indebted to you, all of you.
Pull my tripod.
We are fighting for peace and justice.
I'm not grabbing your fucking tripod, all right?
AMADOU have gone forever. Nothing to bring him back. But peace and justice well preserved for those living in life. We was here in the Department of Justice for the 2nd time in this year. We requesting nothing more than justice for AMADOU. And the meeting was very great, fruitful. We have the high hope. And then we requested to understand that this will be going to be the highest priority in the Department of Justice. And we look forward to the Department of Justice, to the federal government, particularly the Department of Justice. We look forward to them to enable the family and all the community to forget or to heal the past. We thank all the community. Special thank for living at SHARPTON and the movement. You understand your love and support is basically based on human right and human dignity and human civil right. We look forward to this Department of Justice where we are laying today to get that result and clear, and we look forward to the justice to get positive response. Thank you very much. My prayer and love to all of you. Thank you. Now, give a hand for Mr. Seiko Diallo. Now, a woman of great dignity, the mother of Amadou Diallo, Madam Kadiatou Diallo.
Well, I thank all of you, the people who sacrifice so much of your time to come and show support for me and my family. What happened to Amadou, it is a violation of civil rights. We believe so. So therefore, we come here today to show our concern. As we were in Albany, we said that we hope and pray that justice will prevail in Albany. But still we feel that more than half of the people are not satisfied with the verdict. So therefore we show our concern to the lawmakers and we call them to review this case and try to do the right thing to prevent this thing from happening again. We, the family, are grateful and we want to serve the community as they stand up, and we understand that this was a general problem. So therefore, we do not want Amadou's death to go in vain. We are with the people, and we thank them for the precious time they have given to the family. And we pray that justice will prevail at last. And we do not want this case to be filed and be used in the future to justify and acquit some other officers who might do the same thing. Thank you. As we said in Albany, we pray and we stand up for justice, life, and equality. I thank the elected official who stood with us. I thank Reverend SHARPTON, and I really pray for justice in harmony. God bless you all. Thank you.
We also want the crowd to greet the sister of Amadou. Lauren is here, and the Uncle Bobo. Give them a big hand.
My name is Laura, and I'm Amadou Diallo's sister. I have two other brothers, and what happened to my brother is something really terrible that I cannot explain. What I go through every night and every time I see my mother break down in front of me, or my brothers tell me that they miss my brother, and I'm there, I cannot do anything. So we are here today to demand justice, and we hope it will be served, and we thank every one of you who stood by us throughout all these hardships. Thank you very much.
We have many elected officials, but we're only going to have one to speak, and then Brother Nfume and I will step off to the right. We want everyone to get in line as we circle the walls of this Department of Justice. We want for you that met us
or meet us from different parts of the country to know that we did once have a mayor with good manners and good sense. So we want him to speak on behalf of the elected officials. Mayor David N. Dinkins.
God bless you all. As has been said most eloquently by the family and by Reverend Sharpton, Amadou Diallo could have been any one of us. He could have been my grandson, Jamal. And so we need to worry about that. And we must not let up. We will not let up until justice is done. We had a good meeting here, I think, with Congressman Rangel leading the congressional delegation, and Reverend Al Sharpton and other ministers, Mrs. Jesse Jackson, and of course the family of Amadou Diallo. It was made clear that we will not let this die. We got a good reception. We anticipate a good statement coming from justice. So let us march now. Let us keep in mind that Amadou Diallo could have been any one of us. God bless you.
We're moving to the right. Everyone, let's get in line. We're going to march like we're marching around the walls of Jericho till racial profiling and police brutality come tumbling down.
Hey!
4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13,
41 shots, y'all. 41, man. 41 shots, man. Stay right, man.
It's the wallet, not a gun.
In my way, he kept like moving. He couldn't shoot.
It was crazy.
He couldn't shoot. He was right up on him and he kept moving everywhere.
We say fight back. We say fight back. We say genocide.
Oh, okay.
We say genocide. We say genocide. We say fight back.
Anybody.
No peace. No peace. No justice. No peace. Where's that?
One more.
Amadou Diallo, son of Africa. Amadou, Amadou Diallo, son of Africa. We remember you, Amadou Diallo, son of Africa. Amadou, going to Emma Vanilla.
Do the one you did last night at UAM. The other one. Yeah.
16. How many shots? 17. How many shots? 18. How many shots? 19. How many shots? 20. How many shots? How many shots? How many bullets? 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 How many bullets?
Move on, some babe.
Brother Sharpton said leave the press alone. He said let the press. He said let the press. How many bullets?
I'm a man.
How many bullets?
Definitely keep the press in my eye.
How many bullets? How many bullets?
Keep moving, baby.
How many bullets? How many bullets? How many bullets?
Keep it moving, baby. Don't stop.
34. How many bullets? 35. It's a violent kind of gun. It's a violent gun.
Get the blind out of there. Get the blind out of there. Go to the side, man. Get to the side. little faster. Yeah, move a little faster.
What do you want? Now. What do you want? Justice. What do you want? Now.
I know.
What do you want? Now. What do you want? Justice. What do you want? Now. What do you want?
Need you move, brother.
What do you want?
Moving back.
What do you want? What do you want?
Maybe this is a bad time right now. A little later, right? Okay. We'll be here for a while. All right.